Turbocharger faults fall into two main categories. The vehicle which is not going as well as it should, and the vehicle which is going too well. Few owners, of course, complain when the vehicle is going better than it has ever done due to overboosting, unless, of course, the engine is making knocking noises or it keeps cutting out. However, let's take the overboosting situation first, as this is usually the easier of the two to establish. The first step is to road test the vehicle. Select second or third gear, accelerate at full throttle, and see what the boost pressure gauge indicates. For vehicles without a boost pressure gauge in the dashboard, you will need to use VAG 1397 boost pressure tester. The gauge should go rapidly to 0.9 bar and then drop back to approximately 0.6 bar when the wastegate is fully open. If the gauge goes above 0.9 bar and stays there, then the vehicle is overboosting. If the pressure reaches 1.2 bar, the overboost safety switch will operate and the vehicle will appear to misfire. When road testing turbocharged vehicles, it may be necessary to reach high speeds in order to make the relevant assessments. Remember that 70 miles per hour is the speed limit on dual carriageways and 60 miles per hour on single carriageways. Make road safety your main concern. Choose your location for such tests carefully. Always be attentive to road conditions and circumstances, and do not maintain high speed any longer than is absolutely necessary. In the event of a mishap or prosecution, it's your license. Overboosting will occur if the wastegate is only partially opening, or not opening at all. The most likely reason for this will be one or more of the following. The exhaust pressure pipe to the wastegate is blocked completely, partially restricted, or broken. The vacuum pipe to the wastegate is not connected, kinked, or split. The wastegate diaphragm is damaged, valve stem is damaged limiting movement, valve stem is seized, or valve return spring has been tampered with and adjusted to too strong a setting. The later boost pressure operated wastegate can only be affected by the last 4 items or a kinked pressure pipe. Once you've located and rectified the fault, repeat the road test procedure. We mentioned the overboost safety switch operating and the vehicle misfiring. Should this happen on the original Audi 205T, when the boost pressure is approximately 0.6 bar, then the following areas should be checked. The earth for the boost pressure switch by using the current flow diagram, the brake pedal switch, the overboost pressure switch. These areas can be confirmed firstly by temporarily grounding the live feed wire of the overboost safety switch to earth and road testing the vehicle. The engine should not cut out when the boost pressure exceeds 0.6 bar. On the later Audi 205T and the Audi Quattro, the overboost safety switch is built into the electronic ignition control unit. Diagnosing and checking this system is dealt with in the video Ignition Systems. So much for overboosting. If the problem is underboosting, then there are other aspects to take into account. But once again, start by road testing the vehicle and confirm by use of the gauge in the dashboard or VAG 1397 that the vehicle is in fact underboosting. If a low boost pressure is confirmed, let's say 0.4 bar, the first consideration should be the condition of the engine, because an engine down on power will not produce sufficient exhaust gas pressure to drive the turbo fast enough. Therefore, all basic engine settings and adjustments should be checked and rectified before condemning any part of the turbo system. Having rectified any engine faults and repeated the boost pressure test with VAG 1397, if the pressure is still low, the wastegate should be removed and the valve checked for sticking open, burnt seat, a burnt valve, or a broken spring. If any of these faults are apparent, the unit should be replaced, since there are no repairs to the wastegate. Carry out another boost pressure test. The pressure should now be correct. In the event that the boost pressure is still low, the turbocharger should be removed and the shaft checked for freedom of rotational movement. The end float and side movement of the bearings should be measured using a dial gauge. There are no repairs to the turbocharger, and so if the shaft is stiff, bent, or the measurements are outside the tolerances, it must be replaced. This video should help you build up your confidence to diagnose and repair vehicles with turbochargers. However, only working with the vehicles will increase your experience and allow you to fully develop your skills.